Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Okay, before I get into this review of Maiden of Amnesia, let everyone know, I've got a new channel out. So in the description of this video, I will state the name of the channel, so you guys can know about it. Because I have a link on my channel, my Bonkai922 channel, to this new channel, but I'll figure I might as well tell it everybody, say what the channel is in this video, so it's much easier to get to it, to know what it is, and so on and so forth. Now, moving right along. Maiden of Amnesia. This episode was a tearjerker, was a real tearjerker. The name of this one was called Dusk Maiden. In the beginning of the episode, we get Okanogi and TEICHII, and I think Kiryu is there too, and they're meeting up because Okanogi's like, what happened to the club room? She was like going on and on about the club room, saying it was destroyed, and he's like, oh, and YUKO-SAN's there. Says, TEICHII did that. And then she was saying how, oh, I looked in the book and said, oh, did you fall in love with YUKO-SAN? And she has like a YUKO-SAN, and she's got like a heart thing on his chest and everything. It's like, and then they're surprised to find out that she found out that from the books. Like, ah! They're all screaming and everything. Anyway, moving right along. What happens in this episode is they find the body of YUKO-SAN. You know, the principal, superintendent, finds it and they bury it. So, and basically when Kiryu and TEICHII come to school, she's there to pull salt on them. It's like, because it's her funeral, but it's weird. But anyway, we read along. That's what happened. Basically, they got the body of YUKO-SAN's corpse and they buried it properly. And they're going to remove the shrine and put it somewhere else. Now, moving right along. YUKO-SAN wants to go on a date with TEICHII. So decide she wants to do that, and TEICHII says, all right, you know. And she's in the beginning. She's in the clothing classrooms, and she's wearing these tight ass clothes, and like her boobs are popping out. And he grabs her, and she's like, "No!" You know, he slaps him, you know, the whole bit, and you know, she's prepared all these different fucking. She's telling him all these different fucking things they want to do, and so on and so forth. Now, the episode though turns, I don't want to say sour, but it gets sad. It gets really sad. Now, basically what happens then is, the only really funny thing about this episode was there wasn't really that much attention for Kiryu and Okanogi. They were like put onto the side. It was really just TEICHII and YUKO-SAN. Now, they're doing all these things, you know, all these things planned, and they're having lunch together, and she's feeding him, and she's feeding her, and this whole bit. Then at one point, she tries to feed him again, and she drops the omelet and the chopsticks. But actually what happens is the chopsticks falls out of her hands. Almost transparent, and she picks it up, and that's what happened there. Then they're outside, looking at the sky, you know, enjoying the day. Now, what ends on happening is they're on the rooftop, and YUKO-SAN is looking at TEICHII and she's saying thank you to him and all this other business. It's foretelling that she's going to go. Basically, what she's telling him is that she's saying thank you to him and saying that, you know, because when you're a ghost, this should be obvious to everybody. When you're a ghost, when you finish your business, when you have no more regrets, and you finish what was keeping you in that world, you have to move on. You move on. So that's basically what's happening now. Because YUKO-SAN has been put back together, the emotions that she locked away the emotions and memories that she locked away has been put back together, and she's whole now. She's gonna disappear. And she basically says to TEICHI, goodbye, and we're breaking up, and that's the whole bit. And he won't let it go. He wants to stay with her, and he even attempts to try to call Kyrie Nokonogi, and she's telling him to stop. And we can see that she tries to grab the phone out of his hand, and it goes right through her. So she's really disappearing. I almost cried in this episode. No joking around. I almost cried. It was a real tearjerker. So what ends on happening is still going through the emotions, and she's trying to leave, but he won't let her go. He wants to stay with her, even though it might be painful for him. He wants to stay with YUKO-SAN, so that's what he decided to do. Moving right along, we got them going through the school, remembering all of the time that they had, time spent that they had, and I honestly thought, holy shit, I thought this was it. I had a feeling this was going to happen. I thought it was going to be one of those endings like, oh my god, or he's never going to see her again. This is holy shit. And basically she was saying to him also to move on and find your own happiness, to fall in love with somebody else, and so on and so forth. Now, they're going through the emotions, like I said, and they go to the club room. And at some point, they're talking and remembering, how they met. YUKO-SAN's voice disappears. TEICHII can't hear it anymore. So they start writing in the book, and as time goes on, she starts to fade away and saying, don't cry. She's writing down, don't cry for me, will you? I'm not really, you're not going to cry, really? She's crying, and it's like really unbelievable. I thought, wow, what a final episode so far. Now, at some point, she just disappears completely. It's like, YUKO-SAN. And she grabs his face, and they kiss, and then she disappears. And I'm like, holy shit. This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. Oh my god. This is fucked up. So, moving right along, what ends on happening is he then meets Okanogi the next day, and she's like, oh, Nia-san, let's open up the the club. I really like it. He says, sure. And she obviously is going to go and fix it up, and Kyrie is there, and she asks TEICHI, are you going to be okay? And she says, not in the moment, but I will be. So forth. And she says bye, like saying, Kyrie walks away, saying like, maybe next time I'll see you in the club. She just went away, Didn't really say much. I guess you could say she loves him too, Kyrie. But at the same time, she's just going on her way. Then what ends up happening is we get a little montage of him talking about, from the beginning of the show when you had the whole thing with him talking about the school and the quarantine place, how it's like a maze. And what happens is he goes back to the club room, and he basically says that he's locked it all the way inside of him. That there's no more of it. He sees that he's fixed everything. He sees a box, and it says, if you open this, you will be cursed. And I'm thinking, what's this? He opens it, looks behind him. YUKO-SAN is standing there. And I'm like, what? I'm totally shocked. I'm like, really? And she basically says that oh, I came back from heaven. Saying that she came back from heaven because supposedly she still has regrets. And you think to yourself, what regrets? Well, it's simple. Because they kissed. Oh my god. That was ridiculous. They kissed. So because of that kiss, she now wants to stay for him forever. And she kisses him again. I even have it right here with me on this page, on the webpage. You get this, at the end of the video, you get the scene with her hugging him. And he says, we'll be together forever, Yuko. So that was the punchline, that because she kissed him, she had more regrets. And she wanted to stay. And heaven told her to go back. Oh my god, this was a great final episode. I mean, once TEICHII had kind of solved the whole thing behind her with the the shadow Yuko and the other Yuko, and brought it back together and got her emotions back together and her memories. At that point, that was in episode 11. And this is episode 12, the final episode. The thing about this episode now is that it basically shows, because I mean, really think about it, she's a ghost, and I mean, the fact that he's the grandson of Asa, speaks volumes, because it seems to be me now that they really are going to be together forever. And I thought this was a great ending to the final episode. Really good ending. At first I thought, holy shit, it's going to end bad. Oh my god, it's going to be bad. She's going to leave. He's not going to have anybody. Now he's going to have to... I mean, okay, there's Okanogi and Kyrie, but... I thought, oh my god, he's going to be so... And that didn't happen. Oh man, I think everybody thought this show was going to end pretty badly, because she was going to move on. I think that was the whole premise behind this, but it wasn't. It wasn't. She doesn't move on. She comes back. I thought this was one of those series that just kept me wanting more. I just needed to see more. More. I wanted more of this series. And I got more of this series. Great show, great series, great episode, great final episode. I think, I don't know, I haven't read the manga of this show, Maiden of Amnesia. I think I might want to. Just to check it out, to see what the story is, because it's really fucking awesome. Everybody has got to check this anime out. Come on, what are you waiting for, man? This show speaks volumes. I've never seen a show quite like this. It is like slice of life, shoujo, and horror, supernatural, mixed into one. It's like awesome, man. Awesome. So this has been Bankai 922. Great fucking show. Check out Dusk Maiden of Amnesia. Anyone who says, oh, that show sucks, you're lying your ass off. Great show, great episode. It's been Bankai 922. The end of Dusk Maiden of Amnesia. I'm gonna miss this show. This show was awesome. This show was, yes, I'll say it, epic. It was epic. Okay? It's Bankai 922. See you guys later.